Want to talk about Cain Madden just real quick, Coach. What was it you guys saw from him on film that said, "Hey, we got to add this guy to our competition inside"? And then what have you kind of heard about the work he's putting in since he's arrived? That two-way look at it.
Yeah, I think. Look, I think I said this in the spring. Like we're always in the business of adding competition, whether it's through recruiting or now with the transfer deal and all that. Like same thing with Jack Cohen, the quarterback room. Like we're always in the business of adding competition to try to bring the best out of our group. I full heartedly believe that competition can bring the best out of guys, and it makes people either come answer the bell or it puts people in the places they're supposed to be. So look, when you lose a player, it's our duty to make sure that we have enough guys up front to help us win games. And so we were in the market. Cain is a guy that's proven, maybe at one step lower, but is a proven player that has dominated at that level. And I think that's something that you look for when you're evaluating a level below is, okay, are they playing and winning, or are they really dominating at that level? And we felt like he was dominating. He's another veteran with a ton of starts and a ton of plays under his belt that's going to help a young offensive line. I think for him getting here, it was okay. Like what Bayless's program is going to present to you is going to be a little different than what you're used to. And he's a guy that jumped right in and really didn't look back. And I think when we got to spend some time with him through the recruiting process, you knew that his mental makeup was such that he was not going to have, any preconceived notions or any issues coming in here and competing and working his tail off. Like he had the right mentality to him. And we've seen that over the last couple of months. And so for him, it was, okay, coming in here and getting in better shape, because this is a different level. It's getting even stronger. It's changing our body. And all those things have shown through. I think, from a movement standpoint, it's probably more efficient than we thought, and it's probably a little bit smoother than we thought, which is exciting. We feel like he's already gotten stronger, which is interesting. He's an older kid. I think he's 24 years old, so he's a fifth, 6 year senior. That's older. But he's still making strides in the weight room. He's still making strides from a physical development standpoint. And so, look, I think with the offensive line, like there's so much football to be played still that to sit here and say we have it perfectly sorted out, that's not the case, because when we last were all together, we were missing some key pieces. Jarrett wasn't there. Lug towards the end wasn't there. We bring Cain in. So there's still so much football to be played out that I'm really excited to see how that group progresses in the direction that they go.
Well, look, there were a lot of schools that he could have looked at and said that would have been a much easier path to a starting lineup. For a sixth-year kid who is hoping to, I would imagine, continue his playing career, there were a lot easier paths to going somewhere. What does it say about him that he did walk into a depth chart that, you're going against Zeke Correll, Andrew Kristofic, John Blake, Quinn Carroll. I mean, these are former high recruits that have got some experience they're going to be battling, Rocco Spindler. What does it say about Cain that he did step into the situation knowing, from everything I've been told, you guys did not promise him anything but a chance to compete. And then two, he stepped into a depth chart where there's a lot of talented kids going to be to battle against, as opposed to maybe taking a little bit of an easier path.
Yeah, I think the conversation with Cain, when we sat down, it was, okay, you went to Marshall as a walk-on and you ended up starting and being an All-American. Okay, the transition here isn't a whole lot different. You're coming to a level up where there is competition, but you've already done it once in your life. And so when you look at an opportunity to go compete and play, it's something that he was familiar with. And it was something that he had done and succeeded at. And you're exactly right, Brian. I mean, like his ability to say, no, I'm going to come here, I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm going to compete because I can believe that I can do this. Like usually those type of guys find a way, right? And if you're going to take a bet on someone, it's going to be that. Look, the transfer portal, it's a different world. You're not with these guys from the time they're freshmen or juniors in high school to their senior year. You're taking flyers on guys, and so much of it is about the mentality that they have. Because we've had transfers come in who have been really good, and we've had transfers come in that haven't panned out. And the one differentiator that I keep looking back on is the mentality. Like I remember when Nick McLeod walked through the door in our first practice, and he's talking crap to me during one-on-ones. And like it fired me up that we finally had a corner that was going to talk crap. And so like he came in with that attitude that I'm here to win, I'm here to compete, and I'm here to really get after guys. And you look at, Ben, who was successful here, he had that too. And so that is such a big part of how you evaluate these guys, that usually those type of kids figure out a way to be successful.